gets 3 Lush body sprays. Time to do a review. So yes, good afternoon. I think this is probably the neatest my hair has ever been on one of these videos, because normally when you see me, I've got that hat hair after a run. But honestly, I have just taken 3 of my brother's body sprays, Lush body sprays. I love them. They don't seem to ever be stopping. There seems to be a new one every week. And I have to say, in recent times, I've been a little bit disappointed by them. I feel like the quality's gone down a bit on them. And it almost just feels like they're rushing to get new releases out, which I get. Look, they know what they're doing. They make a lot of money, Lush, and they do it right. And to be fair to them, when they release these really popular ones, they don't tend to increase the prices too much. But I thought I'd sort of do an initial impressions video. I've got 3 here today. Again, my brother has sprayed these on me in the past, but I've never had them myself. And to be honest with you, I can't really remember what they smell like. So we're going to go through them one at a time. The first one here is called Peaches. Now Peaches, it's a limited edition fragrance. I feel like it's one of those that probably comes out at seasonal times as well, fall, winter. Reminds me a little bit of one in the past called Passion, which is like a passion fruit fragrance. But as you can imagine, Peaches is going to be a fruity one. I assume it's going to be around the note of peach. I've got my old phone here to look at the notes in it, general price ranges, and yeah, what I'm going to do today is essentially just give my initial impression. I'm not going to rank them, pick which one's the best. I'll obviously give my opinion on which one I think's the best, but I won't do my usual categories like versatility and all those things. But let's start with Peaches today. So if we go scroll up, so Lush Peaches, approximate price £40. Again, that's probably top of the range you'll pay for it. I think, to be honest, if it's on their website at the time, it'll probably be around £32-35. Again, you can get this on eBay. People on eBay are always selling Lush perfumes. Be a bit careful, because of course, as you can see, they haven't got any clear bottles, so you don't know how much is in it. Sometimes they'll say they've only sprayed it twice. Do you really know that? Do you really trust that? So just make sure you look at the seller feedback. And also, I always check if they've actually sold Lush products before, because if they haven't, I'm a bit like, you know, is that really true? I would like some people to back me up with that one. So anyway, let's have a little look at Lush Peaches body spray. What does it say about this one? So, in terms of the notes, peachy, fruity vibe. It's got buchu oil, which is a fruity herbal oil, olibanum, frankincense wool, powdery citrus, velvety depth. Some describe a pineapple-like zing in the early dry down. So I'm going to give it a quick spray on my arm. I love the atomizers on these. I mean, they're 200ml bottles. They're probably not going to last as long as an actual fragrance, 200ml bottle. So, right, that is really nice. That is really nice. Now, do I think it's quite feminine? Yes, it probably is. But the one word that's come straight to my mind with that, that's really nice. It's tropical. It's that real nice tropical smell. You know, if you have like a squash, a tropical flavoured squash, that's what this smells like. I get the idea, I get the pineapple zing thing that they mention, but it's extremely sweet. It's extremely, extremely sweet. Very, very sweet, actually. What does it say on the front of it? Did you hear that noise then, that spark? The microwave just gave me an electric shock. You're resting on the microwave, by the way. So it says, that sweet summery anticipation of peaches and cream. We've bottled it. Juicy buchu meets powdery citrus for a fruity gourmand fragrance with rich velvety notes. It's definitely got this clean vibe. Very clean, summery, relaxing. Yeah, quite juvenile. It's definitely more youthful. Very bright, very uplifting. And all I can say is like a tropical squash. Does it smell real high end in terms of like something you dress up? Definitely not. This sort of t-shirt on a summer's day down the beach with sunglasses, this is brilliant. It's got that simplicity, and I always say this with Lush, but simplicity done well. A few notes you can just pick up, that peachy note, that clean sort of citrusy vibe, and just that, yeah, it just smells natural. There's not a lot in it that makes me feel like this is very synthetic, and there is a creaminess to it. I don't know if there's a bit of vanilla in it, which they haven't mentioned, but it does feel like clean clothing, well put together. That's going to get noticed. That is very, very strong. Very strong. It almost... that would fill up a room. Let's just say if you sprayed this in your room 2 hours time, people are still going to come in and go, I recognise that. The thing is, it is quite strong gourmand. Some people might get this confused with a drink, like a hot drink that's been heated up, like a pineapple drink, but I don't think so. I think it's really inviting, really approachable, very, very safe. That could be my summer scent this year. That's really nice. Really, definitely check that one out. If you can get that one online, I recommend it. If you like that tropical smell, that's probably the best representation without smelling synthetic. That's really good. So I have to say, Peaches, if that's £40, if that's the price that they say, I'd happily pay that one. So that's that one done. We're going to go on to the next one called Lush Vimto. Now this is a new body spray, and Lush do this thing called Lush Club. So you can see that green sort of sticker at the bottom here. I think Lush Club is essentially a subscription that you've got to, or you sign up for, so you get this for a certain price. I'll be honest with you, if I want it, I wouldn't sign up for Lush Club. I'd probably just look on eBay, because again, people are selling it on eBay. Now in terms of the price for this one, they say it's approximately £28 at retail, often discounted half price in Lush UK promotions. Yes, at the moment this one is still on discount, so we're talking in February here. Lush have really continued. Normally they just do a Boxing Day sale. It tends to carry on through to the new year. This year I think they've realised how many people just love a sale, and they've made a lot of sales, so they've just continued it. And this is one that was in it. So what's this one meant to be like? Well, I assume, just judging by the name of it myself, I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit like the Vimto drink. Never actually had Vimto as a drink. I've had Ribena. I think I had a Vimto creatine powder or chewy sweet before. I feel like it's got that blackcurrant vibe. So what's it say on the front of it anyway? Drench yourself in a juicy downpour of fruity, or blackcurrant absolute. There we go. I do know a little bit about them. Mixed with vibrant thyme and zesty orange for an uplifting twist. So, look, Lush have done a blackcurrant fragrance before, and it's one called the Comforter again. I think that's one of their cheaper fragrances, and I've had it once. I didn't really like it. It's not a really nice natural blackcurrant. You know, if you think of like a Mandarino di Amalfi by Tom Ford, where they have that little bit more quality, a little bit sharper. This one's very sort of, well, that one in the Comforter I should say, very soft, very, very soft, but almost like a synthetic blackcurrant. It just smells like an artificial one, put it that way. So, what's in it according to this? So yeah, £28 at retail. Juicy berry sweetness, that's from the blackcurrant absolute. Divan oil, soft fruity relaxing sweetness. Zesty lime and orange oil. So this might be a little bit sharper. I said the Comforter was very soft. I feel like the citrus in this might potentially make this one a bit sharper, and maybe bring out that blackcurrant note a little bit in a nicer way. Fresh, juicy, fruity citrus blend, according to this. Well, let's give it a spray on this arm and I'll be able to tell you. Ooh. Right, let's put that down before I fall off the treadmill. Now it is definitely that little bit sharper. I'm certainly picking up a bit of lime in that, which they did mention. Yeah, zesty lime and orange oil. Definitely the blackcurrant's the most dominant thing. It does smell like Vimto, so I assume that's why it's called Vimto. It's really nice. I don't think though I like it as much as Peaches, and actually now I've just smelled Peaches again. That one's got quite sharp. It's become a little bit more peppery, that one. Not quite as sweet, which I think is a good thing. It's becoming more orange. It's become less tropical now. Probably more peach, I should say. It's less sort of tropical like pineapple. But going back to Vimto, it's interesting that it's got a slight smokiness on my skin, but it's definitely quite. It's a slightly sharper blackcurrant, but it's definitely got the Comforter vibes. I'll be honest with you. Do you need both? I'd probably say no. I think if you're picking one that's better, I think this one's worth that extra £8 to £10. It's got that slight little bit more depth about it, and a little bit more grown up. So if you're an older person, maybe I say the Comforter's sort of 30 and under, whereas I think this one's kind of 25 and up, and you could wear this into your 40s. I don't think an older gentleman would want this. Again, it's much more of a casual wear, summer type fragrance for me, but it's got a little bit of extra. There's a smokiness or something I'm getting in my skin that makes me feel like you could wear this in the full season as well. And that's the thing with these fruity fragrances. Lush do some really beautiful, the two there are really, really good fragrances. And they do feel like uplifting, more like, you know, summer relaxation time. But they could become very cloying in that time as well, because they are quite strong. which makes you think you could wear them more in the winter as well, but I don't think that's what you would choose. That's the other thing. It's got that nice clean smell about it, very approachable, completely unisex. I think again leans more feminine, but people are going to like that. If someone's sitting next to you right now, they're going to like it. Now again, someone might want a bit more complexity. If you're someone who likes your Ben for Men intenses around this sort of price range, I think this is going to be too simplistic, but again, I have to keep reiterating it. If you like just a few simple notes in a phrase that are real high quality, then go for something like Vimto. Vimto is very good actually. If you like Vimto drink, try that one. Again, it's definitely got that sort of blackcurrant sweet sort of smell. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but if that was in a car air freshener, you'd go, that smells absolutely lovely. It's better than that though. It's a really nice fragrance. If they didn't use decent quality oils though, that would smell really naff and synthetic and cheap. But that smells really good to me. So yeah, very happy with that one. And then the last one, Lush 2543. I thought that was a strange name, so I wonder why that is. But let's just have a look. It says, love is in the air and it smells like uplifting Litsi and lemongrass, balanced by heavenly tonka and vanilla. We're already swooning. So yeah, so that's the bottle by the way. Then another one from their Lush Club. This one looks like it's a little bit more expensive, roughly £35, so about £7 more expensive than Vimto, which is in that Lush Club range. So it says it's often described as a sweet pastry light with lemony brightness, varies by nose. So there's a huge sort of info on notes with this one. But people say, yeah, it's mainly this lemon pastry smell. It's mainly like a lemon tart. So again, we're going into that gourmand range, which is what Lush are best at. Yeah, let's give it a try. I really don't know anything about this one. Again, I am one of those people that does fall for sort of bottle design sometimes, and also fall a little bit for the name of a fragrance. And this one doesn't really have anything that makes you, oh yeah, I buy that. Maybe I'm missing it. Let me know if there's something to do with these numbers that I'm forgetting. But obviously peaches, I think, oh, I like the smell of peaches. I'd buy it just for that. Or tobacco vanille, I like the smell of tobacco vanille. So before I'd ever smelt it, I was already tempted by it, by its name. I think Tom Ford are good at that, and I think Lush are in general. So look at those big muscles. I'm trying to lift a few more weights at the moment, but it's not working, is it? Oh yeah. It is. It's like this lemon pie. It's a lemon pie. The sweetness pastry is starting to come through. Actually, when you spray it in the opening, it's quite sharp. It's quite sharp on that lemon. If you like lemon citrus in fragrances, you're going to like this one. Now, at the moment, I'm not getting a lot of that pastry smell coming through, I must admit. But it's a sharp lemon tart. What else did it say was in that fragrance? It did say, didn't it? Heavenly tonka and vanilla. I think the tonka's just smoothing it off a little bit. I'm not getting a lot of that vanilla. Now, of course, vanilla tends to come in to dry down the fragrances. I've just sprayed it, so I'm going to give it a couple of minutes anyway before I sort of smell it again. But it feels like it's suited to the summer. It's very much a summer type fragrance. All three are summer type fragrances. Again, this sort of t-shirt. That one to me, 25, is really be the best sort of gym one because it's not quite as sweet and in your face. So that one I think is a little bit better for those occasions. But again, you're not going to dress it up. You're definitely not going to dress this fragrance up because it's too simplistic. It's too simplistic, and it's not got that smoky edge like Vimto had. But it's mass pleasing. It is a mass pleasing type scent. And again, it's really hard to do initial impression video and go into depth. But sometimes when I do my fitness fragrance reviews, you can really think about it before you click play. Obviously, I'm just doing this completely live off the cuff. If you like a sharp lemon citrus, a bit more on the icy vibe, that's your best one to go for. If you like that really nice fruity sweetness, that tropical feeling, I think definitely go for peaches. Now peaches actually is chain. Obviously we'll go through these a little bit more in a minute. But that's the one that intrigues me. I keep going back to that one the most. That one now does smell less tropical, more just pure peach. But the opening on that's really nice. I was a little bit disappointed. The dry down's not quite as nice as the opening. And Vimto, it definitely has the comforter vibes about it, but it is a little bit nicer. Not quite as strong. A little bit more depth to it, I would say. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to go back through and give them a score out of 10 in terms of how much would I recommend buying them. Do I recommend buying them? First of all three I think I would recommend. I think that all three are ones that you go, they're really nice. But, and this is just the first thing I'm going to say before you would buy them, if you're thinking, oh yeah, I like the sound of those, they've released so many body sprays, as we touched upon earlier. I'm starting to feel like there's a bit of crossover with some of them, whether that's the collaboration scents, which I've reviewed recently, where you go, oh, that smells a little bit like that one. These three have got that similar vibe, and the reason I'd say peach is the best is because that one smells a little bit like passion you can't get. So I'm hoping they'll just bring one of those two out, and you'll have that really nice uplifting fruity smell. As we were saying, the Comforter, which is a staple of theirs, to me doesn't smell hugely different from Vintno. If you have one, would I say you need both at the same time? No. If you haven't got either and you just want to buy one, would I say it's worth spending that little bit more on Vintno? Yes. Would I recommend though buying the Lush Club membership to get that one for that price? No, I wouldn't. So I would say go for the Comforter, and again, that crossover, you don't need both. And I feel like you're ripping people off if you said, oh, they're different scents. And 2543, again, it's got more complexity to it, but it does smell a little bit like Dad's Garden Lemon Tree, which is another sort of staple Lush fragrance in their cheaper range. So it almost feels like they've made a flanker of the original that's a little bit more complex for the people who are in this Lush club, but they're not doing enough to break them up. Did you need them? That's what I'm saying. This doesn't smell like Sticky Days. Completely different. Obviously sweet caramel, lemon, citrus. I just wish Lush would just streamline and just go, okay, we've got this, we don't need this, and only bring out fragrances when you need to. Again, I get it, it's all about money, but someone who's a consumer who's tried them, I feel like I want a bit more, because I know how good they can be and how good some of those originals are. And look, there's nothing wrong with them, but you've kind of got those in the first place. So anyway, I've let them dry down a little bit. I'm going to give them a score out of 10 overall. How good do I think they smell, essentially, and just, yeah, overall, do I think they're worth buying? So peaches for me has become very much just peach now. What else did it say? Yeah, it's got a bit of that powdery citrus, I agree, but it's certainly not as nice. I wish it held that tropical pineapple smell a little bit more. I think if they put maybe a pineapple accord in this, would have made this one a real top fragrance, because that tropical opening in this is amazing. It's now just become a very safe peachy smell, but it smells very realistic. It's probably one of the best fragrances I've smelled that's utilised peach. So I'm going to give that score of about 8 out of 10. Simplistic, done really well, and you're going to feel really relaxed and calm. It's a calming type scent, very approachable, very easy to put off, and it's pretty unisex, but definitely more feminine. Of course, peaches does sound like that anyway. But yeah, I think that's a really nice scent for anyone who likes fruity gourmand type fragrances. Can't really go wrong with that. If you like the smell of peaches, then I don't think there'll be many better out there. Again, it's not a note though that normally you see. You've got Bitter Peach by Tom Ford. I think that one's better. I really do. I think that one there, Peaches by Lush, is better, certainly for the price anyway. So Vintno is next. It's nice. It is really nice. But again, do I think it's much... Look, it's better than the Comforter. But it's just like... It's a little bit like I was saying with peaches. It just smells like blackcurrant. And again, if you love that smell of fruity blackcurrant, very sweet blackcurrant, then great. But if you want something a little bit more complex, you're not going to get that with this. And that's not what Lush are. I should go into it. A bottle that looks like that is not a bottle that you're buying fragrance to dress up with. Let's be real here. So it's fine, but again, I don't feel like it justifies £35. It's so simplistic. When you think of other brands that do fragrances in that price range, talking about the very best ones, this one isn't going to be that. But if you like that soft blackcurrant smell, people will say nice things about you. You'll smell very nice, very approachable. You're going to get your money's worth. I don't think any of these you're not getting your money's worth. It's just obviously, as I said, compared to what they already have in their collection. And I'm going to give that as a score 7 out of 10, because it's not actually really strong. It's slightly lighter than peaches. It's not quite strong in the fruitiness. And I think if it's a really hot day, which is when you're going to wear this fragrance, say you're out running, it would become cloying, but I think it would drop off really quickly. And obviously I do shower tests on my videos. I think 3 or 4 hours time you probably want to reapply, which is fine, absolutely fine, no issue with that at all. But it doesn't pack as much of a punch to me. So yeah, it's very nice, but yeah, just want a little bit more compared to what I had in the Comforter. And then 2543, It is becoming a little bit sweeter. Bizarrely, and maybe this is just my mind playing tricks with me now, I've got this little bit of a vibe of Versace Blue Jeans. Very, very faintly. It's got that bit of throwback about it. It's not got that sort of smoky background or dry down that you get in a Versace Blue Jeans. It certainly smells more modern. I think that one's the best fragrance in terms of if you want to dress up a little bit more. Look, none of them are dress up. But I think lemon citrus tends to be used a lot in fragrances, probably more than the other two notes. Blackcurrant does get used quite a bit. Peaches, again, not quite so much, but it is around. But lemon's in a lot of fragrances. Citrus lemon, sharp lemon like this is. I like it, but don't love it. And that's probably what I'd say with all of them. My favourite's definitely peaches. I'm going to give that one, though, a score 25-43, 7.5. I think that one's in the middle of the range of the other one. And didn't know further. I just don't really like the way Lush utilise blackcurrant. I'd like it to be a little bit sharper, and I think it'd be nicer rather than that sweet sort of blackcurrant smell, which makes it smell a bit cheaper. But look, 3 very good fragrances that utilise sort of fruity, summery notes very well. And again, I'm trying to be really critical. I'm just trying to be really honest. I think if these were the only releases in their collections at the price, I'd be really happy with them. So that they are good scents. They're very much wearable. If there was a good deal on them, would I buy them? Absolutely. So look, there's nothing wrong with them at all. They're good fragrances. Hopefully I'll do an individual review of them at times, at some point as well when I get them, or if my brother lets me borrow them, more importantly, and then I can give more of an in-depth opinion of them. But yeah, really nice scents. Definitely worth checking them out if you, again, you're interested in those accords. If you know those 3 notes, lemon, peaches, blackcurrant, give them a try, because I do think Lush do them probably better than anyone else, certainly in that price range. But yeah, thank you very much for watching today. Time to eat a buttermint. I'm hungry. I'm waiting for my brother to get home from work. I better put these back before he tells me off. Catch you later.